So how this all started was I bought a ticket from this website called Transy. Not only do they have the SBS The Show tickets, but they also have different like experiences, I guess you could say, that you can do in Seoul. So unfortunately this ticket was only for foreigners, I guess because they don't want any Koreans to buy them, because normally at regular shows what happens is the Korean fans, they already are a part of their fandom and they only just go to watch and support their idol and so on and so forth. So they all have different times, and it's kind of like you have to fill out this form and it's a lucky draw to get in. It's different for every fandom, but it's probably just easier for foreigners to get this ticket because then they just sit at the back of the studio and they can watch the entire show and not just have to worry about supporting this one group and whatnot. So we were told via email that we needed to meet at SBS Prism Tower, which is near Digital Media City train stop. So we were told to meet there by 4:30, and by 4:30 you check in and whatnot. And so my friend lives super close there, and we were waiting at her house, and I fell asleep, and I was like, oh, it'll be fine, like I'll wake up in time. It was 4:15, and I was starting to like stress out. I'm like, oh my gosh, we only have 15 minutes to get there. Like always the elevator in the building takes so long to get in, and then crossing the sidewalk takes so long. Like I'm gonna be late, I'm not gonna be able to get in, because after 4:30, or I think they said 4:30 or 4:40, if you're not there you can't get in and there's no refund for your ticket. So I was so worried. I'm like, no, I paid money for this, like this is my only chance to get to see them live and experience this whole thing, and I might even not get that because I fell asleep. So thankfully we got there just in time. Like I literally got there at 4:30. And so for these kind of companies where you can buy these tickets for the whole show, it's all going to be inside the building, and there's going to be someone holding the sign with the different companies. And outside you'll see a bunch of lineups too, but those lineups are for the Korean fandoms only. So when you get in, I stood in line, and then they checked me in, confirmed the name and my like email confirmation name, how many people there were, and then they gave me this. So I guess this is ticket 27, so it's the 27th person in line. And so the two girls in front of me asked, oh, are these our ticket seats, or like our seats that we're sitting in? And she said, no, these are just when you're standing in line, because at 5 o'clock, I guess our company was the first ones to go in. So at 5 o'clock we all line up, and then we can go in and sit down. So we had to line up according to these ones. And on the back here it just says the warning, no cameras, no videos, no recording. So that's what they told us. If you do any of these above, you will be kicked out immediately and asked to delete them right then and there. And then also you weren't allowed to enter or exit during the show, so you have to go to the bathroom beforehand. There's no foods or drinks allowed in the studio either. So yeah, quickly went to the bathroom and then waited. At 5 o'clock we lined up, and then like all the companies inside lined up, and then they were like, oh, we need some volunteers for people in the standing area. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then she's like, you have to be like above 5 or below 5'5" or something like that. And thankfully I was like that. When you are in the standing area of the live show, you are not allowed to go on your tippy toes because you will obviously be noticeable, and that way in the camera all the heads are like around the same height and not blocking anything or making it look awkward. And you're not allowed to turn and look behind you, or else your face will be shown on the camera, which they do not want to see, that's for sure. Got in a different line to go stand in the standing area. What is going on? Okay, there we go. In the standing area. And so we stood in line there, and then we were brought in immediately before the other companies and before the fandoms. So we walk outside, and then we walk back inside to the stairwell. We go up the stairs, like, I don't know, like their first floor or whatnot. Go up the stairs, and then we enter through the back and into the studio. And into the studio, it's pretty small, I guess. Well, the stage takes up most of the space, but when you enter, they have on the right the bleachers there, and then to the left and straight is this little standing area. So they have it all sectioned off with like this security line tape, kind of like caution tape. So they have it all sectioned off, and then on the sides, like, they got the equipment, and that's where the crew members are gonna stand. So we were I got in and everyone was standing off to the left or near the middle. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I see an opening right by the line there. On the right, I'm gonna go. So I run over there, I'm like at the front, and literally the stage is right there. And like, we're not that close to the stage. Like if you stuck your hand out, you could not even touch the stage whatsoever. There's space from us to the stage where there was a dolly and a camera to go back and forth on there. 5 minutes till 6, I hear like some screaming. So I just kind of turn around because we're not recording yet. I turn around and I see a bunch of NCT light sticks. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's the MCs maybe, because the two MCs, one was Jeong from NCT Dream and the other one was Yein from CLC. So yeah, they came on, and then all of a sudden you hear this like music as if it's starting like, oh, here we go, whatnot. So you hear it, and then all of a sudden they're like saying, no, like, hello, my name is da 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 da, kind of like introduction of the show. And then they kind of start talking, and then we're standing at the front there. I'm kind of like, okay, like, can't see anything, I'll just hear it. And then this boy group comes up on stage. I've never recognized them. Actually, I didn't recognize the majority of them here. I'm a little bit behind on that. But the first group was Argon. They all stood there like all ready to take their stages, waiting for their cue to start performing and whatnot. So they're standing there. I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then the fans are like waving, and then they're waving back and like bowing and whatnot. And they're like super smiling and nice and like, oh, and just kind of like watching around and looking at us. And I felt kind of like awkward and embarrassed if I just stared at them while they were on stage until the performance started. So I was just kind of like looking around like, oh, okay, whatnot. Because like maybe it was like 5 minutes or whatnot that they were standing there, and then all of a sudden they start performing. I don't remember the details exactly of when this happened or when that happened, but like in between some performances they do have the MCs talking, or they do have little segments playing like that they pre-recorded. So after Argon was this other boy group called h.b.y, which they were so cute, and this one member was so tiny and so small compared to his other members. Like, oh my god, he was so cute. After their performance, I remember they had a little video or pre-recording of Sewoon from Card doing this like tongue twister thing where she had to complete it before this ticking balloon popped. And so we couldn't see it, we could only hear it. And I saw a little bit of it from the cameraman there on his little dolly. I could see it and I was watching a little bit, but normally if you're not that close, you can't see it, you can only hear it. And then after that, a girl group came on. I believe they were called Hot Place, I don't really remember. They came on. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see a girl group. I've never really seen a girl group perform besides Card, but in Hyuna. And so they came on. There was 4 tiny girls. Oh my god, they were so cute. And then they were performing, dancing, and then maybe like not even halfway through the song they just stop, but the music keeps going. They stop and then they bow and then walk off the stage, and I'm like, what the heck? What's going on? And then I saw in the cameraman's video or monitor that like they just cut the pre-recording right away. And I'm like, oh my god, like I was like a bit disappointed. Like I paid money to come here. I was so excited to see these full performances, and it just cut off like halfway. I'm like, oh my god, like what the heck? But I guess it's all what the company wants or the media or whatnot wants to see. After they cut off, their music was playing and another boy group came on. It was one team. They came on and they stood there, and so the girl group's music was playing and whatnot. And then after that, I believe the MCs did a little bit of talking, and then they went on with their performance. Yeah, they did that performance, and then they did one song, and then it was done, and then they quickly set up for a second song. And then after that, there was a DIA did a little segment thing as well, which it popped up on the screen in front of us, and I was like, oh great, we could finally watch it. But then it went away like halfway, but we could still hear it as well. And then there was like 3 solo artists. I actually never seen them before, so I don't remember their names, so sorry, but they were both, not both of them, they were all very good and very talented. Oh yeah, and then Everglow came on, and I was super excited because I really loved their song. Their whole album was actually really good. And once again, they did like not even half of the song and then left. And then when they left, Dreamnote came on. They came on stage while Everglow's song was still playing, and the members all stood in line. I think that was their starting position for their performance. While Everglow's song was playing, they were like singing and dancing, and yeah, they were so nice. And then I believe the MCs did another introduction, and obviously I don't understand the Korean. They talk really fast, so I can't even get bits and pieces out. But on the screen, after Dreamnote's performance, on the screen behind them, when they left, there was already a pre-recorded performance of TXT, which is Big Hit's newest group. Yeah, so they didn't even perform. It was just a pre-recorded version of that, but we saw like the whole thing on the screen. After that, gwsn came on, and behind me, because I can't turn around, I don't know who's behind me, it sounded like 2 people or maybe more, they were like screaming, they're like, oh my god! So obviously they're part of that fan group and like saying hi to the members, and I guess one of their members was missing because someone behind me was like, oh, where is she? And then one of the members on stage was like, oh, she's sick or she's not here or something like that. But so they unfortunately only did half of a performance once again, but the beginning part they did it without one of the members. But the song starts, and then I like jump because I hear this loud noise behind me. I'm like, oh my god. And so behind me, it's the fans doing their fan chant. They were so loud, it scared the crap out of me. I'm like, oh my god. And like, I was kind of thankful that they didn't do the whole song, because that way they weren't like screaming in my ear like I think I went deaf or something. But yeah, like I appreciate their dedication, but I didn't know it was coming. And then next was VAB. They are so tall in person, and yeah, they came on stage while gwsn's song was playing. They got in position, and probably can't say his name right, but Jiu, where they were like all in their position, kneeling down, and he was like going like this while GWS song was playing, and Saint Van looks over and he just starts laughing. So after VAV's performance, it was DIA, and then Card came on. Well, first before they came on, they were doing a little like self-introduction or self-interview in the back there, and we could hear it. And they were doing, it was like, oh yeah, Card. Like I already saw them once, so I already knew that it was going to be a great performance. So then they came walking on the stage, and they didn't have any backup dancers. It was just the 4 of them. And so they did their performance, and it was really good. And then, so during the performance, I feel this, like someone tapping on my shoulder. And like I can't turn around, so I'm just kind of like, yes? And then she's like, oh, when JBJ comes on stage, can you switch spots with me? And I'm like, oh, sorry, I'm here for JBJ as well. She's like, oh, okay. So thankfully, I brought my light stick, and I just had it in my purse because I didn't want to be rude waving it around when the other groups come on. I want to just enjoy them as them. So yeah, so I was like, oh my gosh, that means like JBJ is coming on next. Oh my god, so excited. So Card comes off, and then Sangyu comes on, and then the backup dancers, and I was like, oh, where's Kento? What's taking them so long? And I see Sangyu, and he's like, he is so smiley. He always looks so happy, and he just kind of looks like, he just wears a goofy smile on his face, and he just seems so excited to be there, and just so happy, and like he's bowing, and like greeting the fans or whatnot. And it was just such a wonderful experience.
지금부터 시작되는 제2제 9회 무대 보시고 함께 나오세요.
So while the song was playing in the background, the crew members were setting up instruments on stage, which turned out to be for sewoon's performance. Yeah, he came up on stage and we're all waving like, oh, hi, and he was just walking. He was like walking with confidence on that stage. He's like, yeah. And then so he gets on and we're just waiting, and he's kind of like, he's pointing at his throat like this, kind of like, oh, like my voice is not in good condition today. And I'm like, oh no. Like, he started out, he's like, oh, my throat hurts, and he's like fighting. I can do it. We can do it. This is a group effort. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry, guys. They were playing and whatnot. The confetti came, and like, he still did a really good performance. He's like, he just has that confident swag on him when he's performing. He just looks like he's having so much fun up there. And then so all of a sudden momoland song starts playing, and I'm like, oh crap, they're probably doing a pre-recording version of Momoland and I'm not even gonna see them. Like, oh, I was like, are you kidding me? But then so the crew members quickly come on and they're leaf blowing the confetti off the stage, and then they leave, and then Momoland comes on. And I'm like, oh, what the heck? So then they came on, and then they started dancing and singing. And so like, they did the pre-recording for the beginning half, and then at the second part they came on and was performing it to finish it like that. And I was like, oh my god, at least I got to see Momoland, because I was kind of disappointed if I didn't. And so once they left, and then I think they did another little MC thing or a segment or something like that, I can't remember. And then Pentagon song started playing. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Okay, maybe they'll just come up at the end part like Momoland. They didn't show up whatsoever. And I'm like, oh no, like, at least I got to hear it. It was good. But I wish I could have seen like the whole dancing and everything. And then after Pentagon, I think they did another segment or something, because then all of a sudden all the artists started coming up on stage and Pentagon showed up, and I'm like, oh my god, are you kidding me? At least they showed up and I got to see them, but I really wish I could have seen their performance. I bet it was really good. But yeah, they came on, and then Sang-gyun comes up. He's like walking behind everyone and he's like smiling, bowing, and unfortunately he walked all the way in the very back on the opposite side to where I'm standing, and so I can't even see him. Like, I can barely see his like legs peeking out or his shoes. The MCs do a little like wrap up thing, and then they announce who the winner is. And so Momoland won, and they were so like happy, and there was confetti, and yeah, and then everyone's clapping and congratulating them. And then so their song starts playing, and all the artists are leaving the stage, and Momoland starts like singing playfully with it, and this crew member comes up and hands them a bunch of fans. And so they like start fanning each other. They're like, oh, I'm so hot, like I need to be cooled down and stuff like that. It was so cute and so fun. And Momoland just has such great energy, and I love their songs. But yeah, congratulations to Momoland. But yeah, so then after Momoland left the stage, everyone in the standing area started to leave. So I just followed everyone out, and then we were back out on the street, and that was the end of it. So what happened was I was about to walk home, and then I saw a bunch of fans standing by the entrance, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll wait here, I'll see the idols come out. But I didn't see anyone or anybody stood out that was part of j.b.y.'s fandom. I'm like, what the heck? And then I see on the other side where like the parking garage exit is, and I see all of their light sticks, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go there, because like I really want to see Sang-gyun, even though I want to see the other idols too, but I have to see Sang-gyun. So I went over there, and we're standing there on the sidewalk, and like minutes passed, hours passed, whatnot, and like a bunch of cars come out. We see some idols coming out, and they like roll down the windows and wave and like thank you for like coming, get home safely, have a good night, whatnot, while some just they keep the windows up and just drive off. Yeah, I was standing out there freezing, and I had my phone ready to take the video, like just in case I could click and record it. And so like literally 2 hours passed, and it's almost 9 o'clock, and it's like 8:55, and I'm like, okay, in 5 minutes I'm gonna go home because like I'm freezing cold. My phone percentage is at 20% too. It's gonna die. So like even if I have to wait another hour, I can't even record it or whatnot. So I just might as well go home, get warm, and charge my phone. So like literally 3 minutes to 9, Sang-gyun's car comes. And all the fans are like screaming like, what took you so long to come here? I'm standing out here waiting for you in the cold. I'm so cold. What took you so long? And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. And then the car drives off and then everybody leaves.